I was thinking about this earlier today. I actually had to write it down in my notes. I don't remember what exactly I was doing. Oh, you know what it was? Yeah, I was cleaning off a metal shelf, metal shelving. Sorry, it's a little late right now, but yeah, I'm outside in the sun and I'm cleaning it off, and I'm just thinking like, wow, it's such a nice day, but just because it's a nice day, I'm not going to let the sun dictate my emotions. And at first glance, it's going to sound weird, but let me explain myself. So, there are so many times where I just go into like a store, right? And because it's rainy out, everybody in there is just fucking miserable, dude. And they're like pushing every single mean, idea across the table to me. Or they're just being assholes for no reason. I mean, just because it's a fucking cloudy day. They're being rude, they're being anxious, they're being giddy or whatever you want to call that. They're just being annoying, right? Annoying to deal with, because I'm trying to be nice to them, right? Like, that's one thing I sort of wish you knew about me, is that it really does not matter the setting. I'm going to try to be nice to you. Right? And what I mean by that is, sure, if you're going to be mean to me first, I'm going to be like, you know what? I want to see why you're being mean to me first off. Maybe it is my fault. But maybe it's also the fact that this person's just an asshole and they're almost unredeemable. Almost. It's just annoying, right? It's just annoying that I go in somewhere and they're just being rude because it's not a sunny day, dude. Right? It's just like, what the fuck is this? Right? And then, it's weird. Because it's almost like on a societal level, because, when I go places, because many a times I don't just go to a single place if I'm on my trip or whatever I'm doing, like I'm grabbing groceries. I'll take multiple pit stops. I'll be like, okay, I need to grab this from here and this from here and this from here. And obviously, because these places are separated, they have nothing in common, right? Like, realistically. But yet, if it's a cloudy day, everybody, and it's cold and whatnot, everybody's just fucking being an ass, dude. And I'm trying to be nice to these people, right? Like I said before, I wish you knew me, because I really am trying to be nice to people on my daily whatever. And I'm not just saying that because of a moral authority, whatever bullshit. No, I really am like trying. And I'm going to try to be the same to somebody as I was yesterday and the day before. And, just because somebody's mean to me earlier in the day, I'm not going to push that to the next person. But I swear to God, man, everybody is just being dictated by the sun, right? They're just being dictated by the weather. It's crazy. Like I was saying, I go in one place, they're an asshole, and I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll just go to the next place. And then they're an asshole. It's like, okay, so now I'm getting fired up, because now everybody's just fucking being an ass to me, dude. And then give it like 2 or 3 days, and just the sun's out, and everybody's so happy-go-lucky. Like, dude, there was one time, now the sun wasn't out, but it was just so weird, man. It was so weird. Like, it was cloudy, overcast, but everywhere I went, people were smiling at me. Like, everywhere I went. And I was like, this is pretty fucking lit, dude. This is lit, because, like, everybody's chill. Everybody's nice to me. Everybody wanted to have a conversation with me. I was like, this is awesome. This is awesome. And it's the same places that I had gone before. And then, fast forward, give it another 6 days or whatever, and then everybody's right back to being, Joe Schmo bastard again, dude. It's crazy. And, like I said, a lot of it has to do with the weather, because, like, just because it's an overcast day, it might be less humid or more humid, whatever. And then, it's warmer, so they're going to be nicer. If it's cold, they're going to be, an ass. And I am just the exact opposite. I'm not going to let the sun and the weather dictate my emotions. I'm not going to do that. I think that's lame. I think that's boring. If you're letting the weather dictate your emotions, you on the other side of the screen, why, dude? Why? Like, I've said this before, you have the choice. You make the active choice when you get up in the morning. You make the active choice when you go to bed. You make the choices throughout the day. Now, granted, I've said this before as well, you can't help but piss, shit, and sleep, right? But what I'm saying here is that you are making the choice to be nice to somebody or to not be nice to somebody throughout the day. So, why not take control of that? I'm not going to let the sun dictate my emotions. I'm going to be nice no matter fucking what, dude. So, yeah, that bothers me. I don't understand why people do that. I think that's kind of lame, isn't it? You're letting something that's arbitrary, I guess you could say, or maybe, something that will go through cycles affect you rather than being steadfast in your approach and being like, I am going to be this because I'm going to be this. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think that's kind of fucking lame of them, but whatever. I suppose to each their own at this point. So I'll see you.